In the realm of country music, few families command the kind of attention and respect bestowed upon the Williams clan. It all started with Hank Williams Sr., a name so iconic that it practically shaped the course of the genre all on its own. Then came Hank Williams Jr., who broke away from simply imitating his father's style and forged a path that cemented his own stardom. Yet the story of this family extends far beyond the father and grandfather who achieved legendary status. It's about the younger generation, the children Hank Jr. brought into the world, each of whom has managed to both inherit and redefine the Williams legacy in their own unforgettable way. From the outside, it might look like everyone bearing the Williams surname is guaranteed a golden ticket to success. The reality, however, has often been tangled up in personal struggles, artistic differences, heartbreak, and rumors. Some observers have even suggested that the Williams curse, a term whispered about among longtime fans, could be at play. Whether one believes in curses or not, it's impossible to ignore the tragedies that have struck this family, from untimely passings to near-fatal accidents. Yet for all the hardships, the Williams children have shown a remarkable capacity to adapt, thrive, and create music, or build legacies, that resonate with audiences on a deep emotional level. Throughout their journeys, each one has carried both the weight of a revered name and the freedom to shatter expectations. For many fans, the children of Hank Williams Jr. represent an exciting evolution in country music, shining light on how tradition can collide with radical reinvention. Arguably, the most brazen figure among Hank Jr.'s children is Shelton Hank Williams, famously known to the world as Hank Williams III, or simply Hank III. Born in 1972, Hank III grew up under the looming shadows of not just one but two country legends. In many respects, people expected him to follow seamlessly in their footsteps. Instead, he exploded onto the scene with a rebellious fervor that turned Nashville on its head. Early on, he became a drummer for punk and hardcore bands, a move that ruffled more than a few feathers in the conservative corners of country music. Over time, he blended metal, punk, and outlaw country into a sound that was raw, loud, and unapologetically authentic. While some critics labeled him a troublemaker who disrespected his family name, others hailed him as a visionary. Rumors circulated about friction between Hank III and Hank Jr. regarding musical direction, but neither father nor son ever fully confirmed the speculation. Still, fans thrived on the possibility that Hank III might be the black sheep who kept the spirit of Hank Sr. alive in an entirely new, chaotic way. In one of Hank III's most defining career moves, he released albums split between traditional country songs and scorching metal tracks, daring fans to join him on an unpredictable ride through every corner of his musical psyche. He parted ways with major labels, started his own imprint, and played marathon shows that could last 3 or 4 hours, featuring separate sets of country, punk, and metal. Each set came with a distinct vibe. Such intensity turned Hank III into a cult figure. He was simply forging his own brand of musical mayhem, and for many, that was precisely the spark that ensured the Williams tradition would keep evolving. Even his visual resemblance to his grandfather fueled intrigue, with longtime Nashville figures remarking on how uncanny it felt to watch Hank III on stage. Minnie Pearl once famously exclaimed that meeting him was like seeing a ghost. Whether this ghost was a friendly presence or a poltergeist shaking up the entire family tree depended on who you asked. While Hank III seemed determined to push boundaries at every turn, Hillary Williams took a different approach to both her music and her life. Born during one of Hank Jr.'s marriages, Hillary entered the world with what her father once described as a prodigious set of vocal cords. Yet for years, she navigated a path fraught with near tragedy. In 2006, she and her sister Holly were involved in a devastating car accident that almost claimed both their lives. Hillary, in particular, faced an arduous recovery, enduring more than 24 surgeries over the course of a decade. Friends, fans, and medical professionals wondered if she would ever truly sing again. Rather than surrender, she leaned on music as a lifeline. Gradually, she returned to performing, channeling her experiences into poignant songs that spoke about survival, hope, and the fragility of life. When Hillary eventually released her album, My Lucky Scars, it resonated with listeners who knew her struggles. Through tracks like Angel Take My Hand, she brought raw vulnerability to a family name often associated with rowdy anthems. The rumors at the time suggested that Hank Jr. was deeply moved by her resilience, though he rarely spoke in public about private family matters. Hillary's journey illustrates a side of the Williams story that is less about rebellion and more about perseverance. The emotional depth she brings to her music is often seen as a testament to the complexities of the Williams legacy, raw talent fused with the grit to overcome unimaginable challenges. Because Hillary spent so long undergoing surgeries and therapy, the trajectory of her career didn't follow the traditional Nashville arc. While some artists might climb the charts quickly, she took her time, choosing health and inner stability over fleeting fame. The result has been a career that's meaningful, if somewhat under the radar compared to flashier success stories. Still, fans who hear her sing seldom forget the warmth and sincerity in her voice. Beyond music, she's often spoken about her faith and the sense of purpose that guided her through dark times. In that way, Hillary stands as an embodiment of the quiet power that can exist alongside the more public showmanship her father is known for. Then there is Holly Williams, a figure whose style merges country, folk, Americana, and introspection. Born in 1981, Holly spent her childhood in a swirl of musical influences, though she also witnessed the tumult that can come with being Hank Jr.'s daughter. Far from the typical starry-eyed, aspiring singer, she possessed an almost old soul perspective from a young age, scribbling down lyrics that touched on heartbreak, mortality, and the complexity of family relationships. By the time she was 17, she'd taught herself guitar and begun playing around Nashville. Critics and industry insiders soon noticed a fresh voice that was neither wholly traditional nor aggressively modern, but something in between. Her 2004 debut album, The Ones We Never Knew, introduced her to a broader audience, and subsequent projects like Here With Me and The Highway solidified her as an artist unafraid to bare her heart. Each album showcased not only her musical prowess, but also a reflective quality that seemed to mirror her personal experiences. Alongside Hillary, Holly endured the 2006 car accident that nearly took her life, though she recovered in time to continue performing. Despite the setback, she rebounded and toured with big names like Keith Urban and Jewel. This blend of mainstream appeal and intimate songwriting endeared her to fans looking for authenticity. Holly also branched out beyond music, exploring entrepreneurial ventures that aligned with her artistic spirit. She briefly ran a Nashville boutique stocked with artisan crafts and unique fashion items, reflecting her aesthetic sensibilities. In interviews, she often expressed a desire to keep her personal life grounded, focusing on her own family while still honoring the Williams heritage. She married fellow musician Chris Coleman and became a mother to 3 children, balancing the demands of parenthood with touring, recording, and her store. Unlike Hank III's confrontational approach to the industry, Holly took a more collaborative stance, garnering respect from both the traditional country crowd and the Americana scene. Over time, her style became an intriguing blend of modern influences and deep respect for the music that shaped her childhood, from gospel hymns to classic country ballads. While Holly maintained a relatively calm public persona, whispers occasionally circulated that she and Hank Jr. didn't always see eye to eye about how to present the Williams name to the world. Still, neither father nor daughter ever stoked the fire of those rumors publicly. In many ways, Holly's career stands as an affirmation that members of this family can find success on their own terms without the need for constant turmoil. Not all of Hank Jr.'s children pursued music, but each left their mark in their own way. Catherine Diana Williams, the youngest daughter from Hank Jr.'s marriage to Mary Jane Thomas, chose a quieter path, living near Kentucky Lake with her husband and 2 children. She focused on family and her clothing company, Weston Jane, which wasn't just about fashion but about celebrating women of purpose. Tragically, Catherine's life was cut short in 2020 when she passed away in a car accident at just 27 years old. Her loss was a heartbreaking moment for the Williams family and for those who knew her. While she may not have followed her siblings into the music industry, Catherine's legacy of kindness and love continues to inspire many. With the loss of Catherine, the Williams clan once again found itself grappling with heartbreak. The family, so often in the spotlight for musical achievements, was reminded of how fragile life can be. For some observers, this incident fueled persistent chatter about a supposed family curse, though most simply saw it as a devastating accident that underscored the importance of cherishing loved ones. In the aftermath, the Williams siblings leaned on one another for support, even if they had previously taken separate roads in life. Fans who follow the family noted tributes posted on social media, where Holly, Hillary, and Sam expressed their grief and love for their departed sister. For Hank Jr., losing a child marked an unimaginable sorrow, one that overshadowed any public controversies or creative debates. Whatever differences existed among family members seemed to pale in comparison to the weight of that tragedy. Sam Williams, Hank Jr.'s youngest son, entered the music world with a level of caution that is understandable given the towering presence of his father and the legendary status of his grandfather. Early on, he wrestled with whether to even pursue a career in music, aware that the comparisons would be inevitable and sometimes unforgiving. Eventually, Sam decided to follow his heart, releasing his first single, Dark Water, in 2016. The song hinted at a style that embraced both modern country and an Americana sensibility, weaving in storytelling elements reminiscent of older generations while introducing a contemporary edge. Fans quickly picked up on the emotional weight in his voice. While Sam has not always been as outspoken as Hank III or as widely recognized as Holly, he has carved out his own corner of the industry, sharing songs that tackle personal and universal themes with a gentle sincerity. In 2019, he released Gemini, a track that started life as a poem before morphing into a full-fledged musical piece. That creative evolution symbolizes Sam's approach, personal, introspective, and unafraid to let his feelings guide the songwriting process. Some have said that if Hillary embodies perseverance and Holly embraces introspection, Sam stands for quiet authenticity, bridging the gap between tradition and current musical trends without shouting about it. Despite his unassuming demeanor, Sam has found himself at the center of certain rumors regarding family tensions. In early 2022, media outlets began circulating stories about a possible conservatorship or legal arrangement within the Williams family, implying that Sam felt restricted in both personal and professional aspects of his life. He hinted online about feeling stifled, though the specific details remained murky. Observers debated whether it was a serious dispute or a misunderstanding blown out of proportion. Regardless, the speculation served as a reminder that even in a family as talented and beloved as the Williamses, internal conflicts can arise. Sam has continued to release music and speak candidly in interviews about forging his own identity, emphasizing that no matter what familial pressures might exist, his priority is to remain true to his art. The dynamic between him and Hank Jr. is less documented than that of Hank III, possibly because Sam and his father prefer to handle conflicts quietly, if they exist at all. Fans hoping for a father-son collaboration have often speculated that the tension might be artistic or personal, yet Sam has never issued a definitive statement. Instead, he focuses on writing and performing, keeping the public's focus on what he brings to the table creatively. As these stories unfold in real time, the world watches with a mixture of fascination and empathy. The Williams family has long been a subject of intense media scrutiny, dating back to the days when Hank Sr. first electrified the country music scene. That inherited spotlight shines even brighter now, thanks to social media platforms where fans can follow the children's every move. Sometimes, small personal moments become fodder for sensational headlines. A cryptic message posted by Hank III might stir theories about a brewing feud. a heartfelt tribute from Holly to her late sister could spark rumors about unspoken family regrets. The reality is that none of us truly know what happens behind closed doors, especially in a family where multiple generations have wrestled with fame, tragedy, and shifting musical landscapes. What is certain is that each child has, in some measure, pushed the envelope of what it means to be a Williams in the 21st century. Whether they embrace the rowdy rebelliousness of their father, the haunted legacy of their grandfather, or carve out a brand new image, they bring something distinct and undeniably captivating to the family narrative. Many fans argue that these personal and artistic conflicts only add to the Williams mystique. After all, country music has always thrived on heartbreak, real-life drama, and the catharsis of turning pain into a song. In the Williams family, there's been no shortage of heartbreak or drama. Hank III's unpredictable fusion of genres, Hilary's courageous recovery, Holly's introspective songwriting, Katie's nurturing spirit and tragic passing, and Sam's gentle but determined rise all provide ample material for anyone seeking the next twist in a story that began decades ago with one man and his guitar. In a world that sometimes grows weary of manufactured celebrity news, the Williams children offer something that feels undeniably real. They don't always get along perfectly, their paths are not identical, and they definitely aren't carbon copies of Hank Jr. or Hank Sr. That tension, that sense of unpredictability, keeps audiences riveted. It's as if the family saga is still being written, with each new project, interview, and life event adding another layer. Still, rumors of internal feuds occasionally resurface, hinting at disagreements over financial matters, inheritance, or creative control. Some fans speculate that Hank Jr. once butted heads with certain children about brand endorsements, while others point to conflicting statements made in interviews. Although no one has publicly confirmed these whispers, they add an element of mystery to an already riveting family story. Each sibling appears determined to honor the shared surname while defending the individuality that sets them apart. In the end, the Hank Williams Jr. legacy is a tapestry of resilience, individuality, and the sometimes harsh realities of public life. Each child has chosen a unique course, whether that means shaking up the status quo like Hank III, finding spiritual and creative solace like Hillary, merging heritage with contemporary sounds like Holly, advocating for kindness and community like the late Katie, or quietly forging a new path like Sam. Though controversies, feuds, and gossip will probably always swirl around them, what remains most compelling is how they continue to honor and reshape the Williams name. Rather than resting on the laurels of a grandfather who revolutionized country music or a father who redefined it for a new generation, the Williams children prove that legacies aren't static. They're living, breathing stories that shift with each new verse. And if the Williams family's journey so far is any indication, there will always be another chapter waiting to stun, inspire, and remind the world why this dynasty endures. Whether through heartbreak or triumph, the Williams children remind us that music is not just an inheritance, but a lifeline, connecting the past to the present and fueling hopes for the future in a way that keeps fans coming back, eager to witness what happens next. For those who admire the Williams family, these tensions enhance a sense of drama, reminding everyone that even a dynasty built on timeless music can face challenges. Despite the uncertainties, the legacy endures, strengthened by passion, tradition, and unyielding spirit. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.